Oh, this is ridiculous. I think you will find our little village does not react well to the indignity of a vicar in high heels and rallies behind me in the desire to keep up the traditions that have made this church and the Church of England what they are today.
Natasha Quinn, I'm playing Geraldine Granger, the vicar.
I'm Rose Cox and I'm playing Alice Tinker.
I'm Leon Walsh and I'm playing David Horton, Chairman of the Parish Council, President General, King of the Sea.
When you thought about auditioning, had you been familiar with the series The Vicar of Dibley, or did you have to go and get some DVDs and brush up on each of the characters? How did it work for all of you?
I was never a fan of it. I did see it, sketches of it. I was never a fan. I never sort of locked into its humour. But now doing the play and learning the lines and the other characters too, I really appreciate how well written they are. And it's sort of, I have to contemplate it to get the enjoyment out of it. But it's very funny, very well written, and I'm, enjoying that process.
Oh, I've always been a huge fan. Absolutely huge fan. When it first came up, I was like, oh, I really want to do that. I really want to do that. I did get all the DVDs and watch them all again, and there were a few episodes that I'd missed along the way. And I've just thoroughly enjoyed watching the DVDs and then just starting this process all over again. You know, Simon's script that he's put together for the play is just fantastic. It's a great snippet of all the great things that happen along the series, which I've really enjoyed doing.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of the show as well. Like Tash said, watched all the series again, got to know the characters a bit more. But when going into the audition, my gosh, it was scary because I was so afraid I wasn't going to do Emma Chambers enough justice. But I think I've managed to grasp a few of her characteristics, and hopefully I'll be able to portray them through my performing.
What do you think people will like about this particular performance?
I think they will like the character-drivenness of it. All the characters are very unique, and with this play, they've cleverly buttressed all the scenes with music, so there will be great variety, great laughs, and great characterisation. And it's basically all the people getting to know each other. Yeah, like I think Jerry and David end up as friends in the end, and they have their trials and tribulations, and so do the others, getting to know this new female vicar. So I think audiences will appreciate the humour and the character and the music.
I think what's great about it is I find even with each rehearsal still up to sort of only a couple of weeks to go, each person seems to have their own little character story, like own little sort of story and development of what's going on. You know, I love the sort of development between sort of what happens with David and Jerry, with her sort of being really completely unwanted to start with, and he completely warms up to her through the show. Alice and Hugo's relationship is wonderful, and I'll let Alice talk about that because it's just delightful. And Jerry really sort of getting to know all the characters on the farm and in the village, and just the odd sort of people, and she thinks she sort of knows everyone, and then another odd one just sort of pops up, and that's where all the stories come from. And there are real people like this. There are real people like this out there, which is what's great about it, I think.
It's so well put together. Our director, Simon, did a fantastic job of constructing the play. As Natasha said before, there are people like this. It's just maybe a more exaggerated version of it or something like that. But it is just so funny and exciting, and my part, Alice and Hugo, their relationship is just absolutely hilarious. There have been a couple times while rehearsing where I've just had to stop and say, look, this is too funny and we're going to have to go back and do it again.
Hey, you know that stuff they're selling now at the local shop?
Which stuff?
I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah?
Well, you know, I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah, well, I believe that is the idea, yeah.
And then yesterday I went down to Kirkenden and I bought this other stuff, like a sort of home brand, you know?
Yeah, I'm losing you now.
Right, well, you know I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah, you believe it's butter.
No, I mean, you know the stuff that I can't believe it's not butter?
Probably, yeah.
Well, I can't believe the stuff that is not I can't believe it's not butter is not I can't believe it's not butter. And I can't believe that both I can't believe it's not butter and the stuff that I can't believe is not I can't believe it's not butter are both in fact not butter. And I believe that they both might be butter in a cunning disguise. And in fact, you know, there's a lot more butter around than we all thought there was.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sure God does and is intrigued by the whole thing.
Of course, one of the things about the series was the endearing relationship between the vicar and Alice, and their little jokes at the end where you would often see them sit down with a cuppa and talk about what's happened during the day, and then one would share a joke. How's that working out? Are we seeing a lot of the humour coming through, the little chats with the cuppa and the jokes at the end?
There are very many. There are a few scenes where we have the joke scenes, and again, that was just so much fun. I had to watch the episodes a few times, and those little scenelets at the end, and gosh, they're so funny. And for Natasha Quinn and I to try and mimic that has been a bit difficult, but she does such a great job, and I hope that I'm too doing an okay job with it all. So,
well, I believe you are. In fact, I believe that you both have morphed into the characters. So the sound and your presence, people will be confused as to who's who if it's not the real deal.
I hope so. Just touching on that, I know, it's such a dream. Just touching on that again too, I felt a great connection with lovely young Rose here playing Alice straight away, and I think that really, really shows on stage. Straight away we had that connection, and that's what Jerry and Alice have. So it's so important that you have that chemistry with a person that you're acting with, and it just comes so natural to us, I think. And the little jokes at the end of I won't give any away, but there are some in there, because I think it's one of the favourite parts of that show that people watch. I think it's one of their favourite parts, so I'm glad that there's a few in there. I think it makes it great.
Hello, father-in-law to be.
Hello, Miss Tinker.
Oh. Well, bye-bye, Daddy-o.
Bye-bye, Miss Tinker. It's like the planet of the clangers in here. I'll come straight to the point. I've invested a lot of money and I've invited a lot of friends and family, so I want to make sure that this wedding is not a total bloody embarrassment.
Apparently they've come up with a new low-fat communion wafer. They've called it I Can't Believe It's Not Jesus.
What you told me can't have been a joke because, well, I didn't laugh at all.
Sort of.